Hey guys, this is T Walker, aka Tanner. Just to let you know right now, this is not an RPG video. This is gonna be my first video that is not an RPG video. So if you're looking for an RPG video from this, turn it off. That's not what this is gonna be. This is gonna be a response video to Master of Flowers. What's Fat Gamer to do? Vids. Um, because I think what he's doing is awesome, and I know that from experience that the best way to get healthy is to have people supporting you. So I want you to know, man, I am right there with you. I will throw support at you any way I can. Now, these videos are going to be response videos to his what would Fat Gamer do videos, or what's a Fat Gamer to do videos. And every time he uploads one, he's got, I think, about 4 or 5 of them uploaded right now. I'm going to do a response video starting now, kind of tracking my own dietary changes that I am making. What I said I would do, and I am sticking with this, is for every week he does this video and, keeps on track and does good, I will cut out junk food. I don't need it. In fact, it detracts from my energy levels. I don't perform well in the sports I like to perform in if I do eat junk food. And I know I can cut it out. I have the ability to. It's just difficult. But I can do it, and it's better for me, and I want to do it. So, but first, since this is my first video, I'm going to do a little intro video about, I don't know, kind of my dealings with weight, because even as, kind of skinny guy, I've dealt with weight in different ways than he's gone through, but similar. So as a kid, I never noticed as a kid, I'm still a kid. As a littler kid, I never noticed my weight. I was slightly overweight, not a lot, but chubby little kid. And I never noticed it. I didn't notice it until I got into high school. It was only in high school that I started noticing it, and this is why. I joined the wrestling team. Good memories. I joined the wrestling team my freshman year of high school. Then what we did was my family took a picture of me before I was a little kid. I was doing this, and before as a freshman, you see my big old belly roll, and I went through wrestling. And now my wrestling team, we were not a really good school. However, when we first started out, when we had kind of our 2 awesome coaches in there, we were a decent school. We were even if you were a really good school and you went up against us, we at least could give you a fight or give you a workout or something. I mean, we were athletic. And that was one thing that the wrestling team was athletic. And why? Because we trained 3 hours a day, 6 days a week. No exceptions, no missing practice. And this training, most of the time, for a good hour and a half to 2 hours with that, is wrestling at 100%, was sprinting, was doing push-ups. It was grueling, awful, evil work. And it was wrestling against people who wanted to beat you and wanted to hurt you. And so if you didn't wrestle 100%, you would get beat and you would get hurt. So you had that, and what that did to my chubby little freshman self was turn me into an athletic freshman. I don't know how much I weighed after wrestling, but it wasn't as much as I went, because I went in weighing 175. I don't remember what I came out weighing, but I do remember the after picture. There was a before picture of me going like this, and there was an after picture of me going like this, and the after picture is just, the difference was amazing. But the point was that I could see it then. I wasn't able to notice my weight before. I kind of saw the before and after picture, and right kind of at that moment, I really started, looking in the mirror and being able to, or wanting to change the way I looked, being able to see and perceive the way other people looked, compared to myself. that's not necessarily a good thing. But so knowing that, I started to eat less because I could. I was hungry, but I started to cut out food because I found that I could, and that I could lose more weight, which I did. And that summer, whenever I'd get hungry, I would ride my bike for 10 miles. And I'd come back and I'd sit down and I'd play video games. And if I got hungry again, I'd go out and I'd ride my bike for 10 miles. And I'd come back, I'd sit down and I'd play video games. Now, between the endorphins I was getting from riding my bike and between the just, euphoric feeling you have when you're playing video games, there's very little room for food, which was my goal. That's why I did it. So, sophomore year in high school, I remember freshman year I went in weighing 175. Sophomore year I came in weighing 135, a difference of about 40 pounds. Now, 40 pounds might not seem like a lot, but when you only started out weighing 175 pounds and you cut 40 pounds, that's, what is that, like almost a fourth of your almost a fourth of your person or something like that. It's a big deal. I was very, very skinny. Still healthy. No, that was an important thing. I was still healthy. Now, I came in weighing actually like 130. However, the weight I ended up wrestling was 135. Now, eating and working out 6 days a week, 3 hours a day, eating kind of right, kind of not. But I was eating a lot, and I started to gain weight. Now, I needed to stay at 135 because I was actually a part of the team now that I'm not a freshman getting his ass kicked every match. Now I was a sophomore and was not chubby. I was able to put up a fight. I was able to win matches, which meant that I got to wrestle more. I got to represent the team more, which meant I needed to stay at my weight. Now, there's a lot of horror stories that circulate around wrestling. For the most part, they're true. However, sophomore year, the maximum weight I was cutting, and when you're cutting weight, you're usually referring to losing water weight or losing weight in ways that are not healthy. So, night before I'd jog a little bit, or I'd skip a meal the night before to make sure I'd be at that weight for the morning when our match, or one morning, or whenever I was supposed to weigh in for a match, because I needed to be at that weight, otherwise I couldn't wrestle. I needed this. This was something I had to do. So, and then there wasn't very much. However, junior year, we got new coaches, our new coach, and he saw that I wrestled a 135 last year and had me wrestle 135 again. Problem was, I was not really weighing 135 at this point. I was growing a little bit. That didn't change anything. I was wrestling 135. Now, what this meant was that I was cutting weight in all the horror story ways that you heard about. You name it, I've probably done it. A lot. Running with trash bags. You wrap yourself in trash, or you put a trash bag over your head, put your head through a little hole that you make, and tape it around, put your arms through it, tape it around there, tape another one around your legs, run 4 or 5 miles, come back, and the trash bag will just let out water because you sweat it all out. Sleeping in 5, 6 layers of clothes to hopefully sweat during the night. Spitting, you have a cup in class the entire day. All throughout the day, running at lunch to make sure I could cut, various other methods of getting any food that I ate to leave my body, either or through which entrance or exit is varied upon the time. I used both, if you catch my meaning. It was not healthy. Now the problem with this is that created very, very bad eating habits for afterwards, because when you make a person focus on their weight for so long and you hammer it into them that this is what they need to do, it has certain psychological ramifications. Now, me being able to rationalize it right now doesn't change the physical need that I feel. But, so that was sophomore year. Sophomore year was scarring. I still have eating whatevers, but that was junior year. Sorry, junior year was scarring. Senior year, we got an even different coach. It was much cooler. I did not cut as much weight, but I still had that mentality. Still struggle with that. Now, the problem is that when I would binge, going through cycles between binge and purge, when I was binging, I would eat junk food. Because that's what I craved. I craved anything that was soaked in grease or soaked in calories. That's what my body wanted. So that's what I would eat. And I couldn't, it was like a physical need. I could not help myself. That wasn't good, because that made me gain weight very, very easily, which made me more self-conscious, which made me purge even harder. But when you purge harder, you want to binge harder, and it became a very, very bad habit, and I lost a lot of my muscle, and I gained a lot of fat, which wasn't good. However, when I was a freshman in college, I'm a senior now in college, by the way. Yay, me. So when I started as a freshman in college, I tried to actually, get healthy, but it's always hard, because I still tweaked it a little bit, but some things are programmed into, some things you can't change. However, I do notice that I am able to get more fit when I eat food that is healthy. If I cut out junk food, and it's difficult at times, yes, but when I do it, I feel better, because my body's getting what it needs. It's getting the protein, vitamins it needs, not just fat. So that's why, personally, I want to cut out junk food too, is because it makes me function. Now, having said that, it's not the easiest thing to do. I, a lot of the time, still feel the need to eat. Now, I'm a pretty skinny guy. I shouldn't, cut down on calories, so I'm not going to. That would be bad. But I am cutting out junk food and replacing it with healthy food. That's kind of my goal, whatever. My secondary goal is to actually increase my body weight and increase my muscle, because this is not the kind of arm I want. I want an arm that's like that. No. I want a six-pack. I want, the big, giant, I'm a 300 Spartan, whatever guy. And so, in order to do that, in order to support a muscle mass of that type, I need to eat more. However, if I eat junk food, all I'm going to gain is fat. So, that's why I'm cutting out junk food. And you'll see this on my hand, and in a lot of my videos, you'll always see this, because this is a talisman. And I'm here to tell you that talismans work. Talismans, even in this real world, not in just our fantasy games, do have the power to fend off evil. And I use this as such. It's not a rosary, which I would like, but they're expensive. So I use this is a shoestring, and when I crave, I hold this, and I squeeze it, and I go like this, and I bite, and I go and eat something else. Even if I really don't want to eat something else, and it sounds disgusting, I will go and have, some non-fat cottage cheese with some pineapple in it. It's got protein. I'll go have some vegetables. I'll go have a piece of fruit. I'll go have something that's not ice cream or cookies, which is what I want, by the way. But talismans work, and this is what is protecting me. It's giving me a +5 protection from cookies. So anyway, it's been a rambly video about why I want to change. Pretty much it gives me more energy when I don't eat junk food. Anyway, it's been T Walker, aka Tanner, and I am signing off. Ooh, what did I do?